And that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, good greetings to the Diablo 4 PTR, the official test server where we can go chaos uniques, chaos perks, all the new stuff, everything around. And for some reason, it's not on the PTR. Did they not put on the dude? I'm on seasonal realm, right? Let's check here if the stuff is there, right? Because that, like, for some reason there was not the seasonal vendor, or they put the seasonal vendor somewhere else this time, which would be weird. There's also a known issue thread that we should read. So is there something? While pre-torment, consuming a compass inside the pit does not open the Infernal Hordes. Okay. The Horde compass does not reset the player's ether amount. Such corrupting spies have incorrect descriptors. Chaos Rift, Various, Chaos Armor. Both druid shapeshift forms may have some visual issues. Okay. Alter the balance may cause visual issues. Alter the balance. Strong rooms. If Barbarian has not learned Warpath passive, then that passive will not contribute to the affix. Okay, nothing too crazy. Orphan Maker's unique bonus is not granted to Rogue Shadow Clone. Okay. I mean, nothing crazy. That's putting me off trying things, so that's good to see. This is also not showing me where are the chaos perks? That's the good question, right? Is this the new season? It's the new season's PTR, my friend. We're sitting at the patch test realm, the public test realm, to see what does the season bring. Katie, thank you for telling me he's in Cap Bordeaux. We get all the new things. We get the new powers. We get the new items. We get the new uniques. And we need to test if necromancer might potentially turn out broken if we actually get the case uniques. Because there's something with the offhand shield that can go into a different slot. You say he's in Cap Bordeaux, but where is he in Cap Bordeaux? Mr. Mrak. Did they put him down here? No? Am I blind? Oh, wait, he's there? Ah, the right. Good. Apply all boosts. Yes, I'm sure. Full character boost. Thank you very much. Now, where are the chaos powers? Top right corner. They moved them. Good. So we got all the chaotic perks. They are not fully leveled up. That's interesting. Actually gave us not the best powers. They gave us somewhat adequate powers. Okay, what class? We're currently necro, but we're going to test all the classes. There's one thing I need to test, and that is PTR class uniques. I wonder if we get chaos uniques early on, because I doubt we'll actually get chaos uniques, since there's something with the Relentless Wall I want to test out. You know what the Relentless Wall reads? It says main hand weapon damage, 80%, right? And technically, if you put this on a different item, so if this comes out as a chaos unique, it could be whatever. So I will have to experiment around with that to see what will be possible. I wondered though if I can actually pick up chaos uniques. This is Lair Boss Cash's key, right? So let's just 100 hearts and that kind of stuff, and the Distilled Fear. I mean, at the end of the day, we just need the Betrayer's Husk anyways. We don't want anything else. Okay, Betrayer's Husk. Then we get the Tributes, Infernal Compasses, Nightmare Escalation, Seasonal Currency. Seasonal Currency, we need that. Thank you for the Infernal. Chaos Armor here. So we get Chaos Armor, chat. That's good. Then let's kick all the other items out quickly, because we don't need them, actually. Okay. We get some... random legendaries. Chaos Armor. Whoa. I did not count with a massive thingy we will be getting there. So let me just put this all away. What is so exciting about Chaos Armor? So Chaos Armor, in case you missed it, guys, means that any legendary could be a pair of boots now. Okay? So this is a litless wall, and it's true. Look at the litless wall, chat. Look at what it says. These are boots that give me 80% main hand weapon damage. That's a Banished Lord's Talisman as a boot. Why not? We get the Black River as a boot, the Blood Screen, the Crown of Lucian, the Deathless Visage, the Death Speaker, the Eben Piercer, the Enduring Face. Alone, Eben Piercer being a boot is insane. If I could get that with a Reaper's Pursuit Greater Affix, and it is a boot, I can still put on a different kind of piece there. I mean, Ring of Medallion being a pair of boots is also like kind of nasty. So we need to, let me Bring of men down. End of Nas. We need... Gospel of the Devotee is still shit. We need that Eben Piercer. We need the Crown of Lucian. The Bloodless Scream too, because the Bloodless Scream gives you your Darkness skills, chill enemies for 100% and deal 240% damage to frozen enemies and bosses, right? But this one, I mean, like, I can put this into a shadow build, chat. Just like that. That understood? How OP that is? What I need to know is now, if I swap over to a two-handed weapon, right? So I'm going to put on the Litless Wall boots. A normal pair of boots. I need a cache of legendaries, random legendaries. Yep. Okay. So, we get like random legendaries, right? I wanted to have a two-handed weapon. Like a two-handed size. Just out of interest. Maximum life here, so that's good. So we had two-handed size, right? And we would be doing respective damage XYZ. So you get like a 4,000 damage bonus, right? And that is with the boots here right now. That give you main weapon damage bonus. So if I now swap the boots over, the damage should be lower. Oh, I don't have the bones. That damage is lower. Vastly. It actually works, chat. It works. How stupid is that? That is pretty brilliant. I'm not sure what build you could kind of weasel out of this. So that's the important part. Like, I am not sure what you would want to play. Because obviously, Litless Wall is like, sure, you could turn this into a Bone Storm. You could turn this into a Shadow skill. And see what it kind of does. It's usually not the best kind of skill to go around with. So it's kind of like okay-ish, but not insane. That's already a very nasty find. And I'm very happy that actually works. So we could use Litless Wall if we wanted to. I mean, again, let's assign the skill here. It says 5,000 damage, okay? And these boots... they do nothing for this skill, right? They give me bone skills, but this is shadow skills. So it says 5,000 damage. I swap over to the boots, it's 3,000. So the actual like weapon here, a two-handed weapon that gives me max damage, gets plus 80% weapon damage. So interesting. You got my full attention, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely way too good. The question rather is, what do you do with that, right? Can you make a shadow build that actually does use the talisman? How do, Sean, there is this guy, Mac, the vendor of cheats, and he can give you anything you want. Okay. So if I would play the shadow thingy hovering around me. Right, actually, like, the important part is you don't even have to play Bone Storm. That's important, chat, right? Because, come on, Brain, say it. Like, there's no need to make this a full Bone Storm build. What you can do is you can just use the Bone Storm for bonus critical strike damage. Because it says... while you have an active Bone Storm hitting an enemy, has up to a 54% chance to spawn a Bone Storm around their location, okay? And each sacrifice bonus increases this chance by 25% and allows you to spawn one additional Bone Storm. Each active Bone Storm grants 20% increased critical strike damage. So what we could do with this is, we could probably play, if we wanted to go crazy, a Golem build. So let's see if we can actually play around a little bit with a Golem mastery, okay? We're going to sacrifice Skeletal Warriors and Skeletal Mages. Then we're going to get damage reduction, and we're going to get ultimate skill damage, and we're going to play the ulti here with a Bone Storm. Okay? We're also going to put on the Hellband Commander, because that's kind of like rad to do. Then the problem is that we would have no... we'd have no skill you could really play, right? I mean, also vulnerable crowd of controlled corrupt enemies take 45% increased damage from you, but nothing else we could do. Yeah, it's kind of like it. Because the basic idea would be like you would play Bone Storm and then you would use a Golem, and the Golem has a new cool thing, which is the Fell Gluttony aspect. Because the aspect of the Fell Gluttony says now, Tekazan, you should pick up Kazan ASAP, my friend. You haven't yet already. I mean, actually teleport back to Karagar. Now, you know what? I'm going to make this my favorite teleport, and I'm going to just go to Karagar. Let's see. Is this the special server? This is the PTR to test out anything. Do we think Spirit Wave can make a return? Sadly not, my friend. Because Spirit Wave is completely... how do I say this now? Spirit Wave, they changed the way how this skill works. So that's why you can't do anything with Spirit Wave. I'm really sorry to say that. We would love to, right? See Spirit Wave return, but it won't. We now need to like test what everything does. So we get the powers too. Damaging an enemy has a chance to trigger chaotic burst. No, if I play a necromancer with a thingy. So I'm gonna play a beast cornered. For every 10% of your life missing, you gain bonus damage and damage resistance. This goes up to 180%, right, chat? That's actually insane. But it's going to bring me down to 10% life, which should be fine. If I do the thing how I wanted to do, okay? Because the plan would be, your damage over time effects have a chance equal to critical strike chance to deal 50% increased damage. Casting a core skill, no damage, but also reduce your maximum resource. This does not count as a core skill. You get chaotic bursts around you. I mean, technically, you want the chaotic burst. Your skeletal warriors now also use a reap. No chaotic magic from your basic skills. We get more chaotic bursts, and you have here. This is you gain 5% maximum elemental resistance. Okay, and we get another 40% more armor and 100% increased barrier generation. So the idea would be that we just generate barrier with Bone Storm. I think that's the easiest way to look at this. Okay, let's just try everything else we have here right now. We can just recreate those. Do I want a unique item? No, what I need is Fell Gluttony first. So we get a two-handed weapon, chat, and the two-handed weapon is going to get Fell Gluttony. Because they actually buff Fell Gluttony. It says now, your Golem, active, erupts, boom, bonus physical damage, right? And your Golem consumes corpses to reduce its remaining cooldown by 1 second and deal 40% increased damage. Aha. Now, the interesting part is, what you could also do is, you could say that the corpse consumption with Defile the Dead, you can consume each corpse twice. Consuming a corpse creates a chaotic burst, dealing shadow damage. The problem is, we don't deal shadow damage. So you could now consume these corpses twice, though, with a Golem. Beautiful, isn't it? So, Book of the Dead. We want to have a bonus... shadow damage, no. Probably crit chance. We would like to have skeletal mages, bonus damage against vulnerable targets, and then the golem should be the blood golem for the triple damage. Good. Now we're planning to do a Bone Storm golem build. Not sure if I need anything else. Like, I'm probably gonna do Cursed Aura and just run around cursing anything. You need the Blood Moon Breaches. That's a must. So I need to already take class-specific uniques here. Another time. Do I need any mythics? When you always need mythics, right? Nothing for this build. Ranks to Golem would do, like, chest with ranks to Golem would be better. Shadowfall's Death. Shadowfall's Death. We could use a Shroud right now. I mean, this is like the PTR. We're trying to stress test things to the maximum, so PTR makes sense. Oh, I know what I could do. I have an idea. I have an idea, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very good idea. Okay. Want to know what the idea is? So the idea is something along the lines with... in the Chaos Powers, there was a Chaos Power that gave here. Using a cooldown unleashes a chaotic burst, and no, that wasn't it. Consume corpses. There was a chaotic cooldowns that could reset cooldowns. Wasn't there chaotic? No, here, your chaotic burst, yeah. That hit an enemy, reduce a random active cooldown by 0.5 seconds. So I should actually play the power that does chaotic burst on corpse consumption. Because like this, my golem on his ability is going to consume corpses that are around, and these corpses that are being consumed are then going to create like an even better environment for myself, I guess. That's somewhat the plan. And we're just gonna see how do we get more damage out of it. And for each darkness skill in your action bar, you get more damage. So we should put points in there. But which item gives me Reaper's Pursuit? Oh, you give me Reaper's Pursuit. Obviously, you would. Ring of Mandaln is needed. No, it's the Ring of Mandaln. No. I'm thinking about, is the Ring of Mandaln even needed? And what we need is the aspect of sacrifice. There is sacrifice. Price bonuses are 55% more effective. And that should technically work on the Golem. Because what you have is, you have this board. Okay. We're going to put in the Eliminator glyph. For the bonus intelligence. Has Ring of Mandaln still bugged? You know? So. Was Ring of Mandaln ever not bugged? So in case you wonder, chat, we're trying to kind of like everything and nothing work at the same time. Which is always a good thing. So you still have to choose the cult leader board because the cult leader board gives you the most damage for the golem. But you need to boost the attack speed quite significant because that's the problem. We are not getting much attack speed out of the golem in the beginning. So you have to take this cult leader, which gives you 40% more damage for every 20% attack speed. Great. Then you should probably still play Debt Raiser. Should we play Debt Raiser even with so few? Dominate, Desecration, Debt Raiser. Each time someone deals damage to an enemy, yeah, it's still 15% damage, so I'm gonna play Debt Raiser. Hulking Monstrosity. Okay. Now that's the real damage boost because this says your golem has 40% increased life and skeleton mages and warrior sacrifice bonuses grant an additional 60% golem damage. So that's a good thing. This one usually gets corporal. Give it a do for now. Take the golem damage. Take the golem damage. Take the golem damage. Take the all damage. Okay, this should be getting the golem up and running, right? So we get the 60% bonus there. We have the 200% bonus there. We have the main weapon hand damage bonus there to make Fell Gluttony even stronger. I wonder if this affects the aspect. The aspect says 6,000 damage plus, right? If I now swap to the other boots, it does actually the main hand weapon damage more. Does not affect this, but it's still insane that it's on a pair of boots and I can put the aspect on. Was the bug of the Ring of Mandaln ring? It like kind of always works, doesn't work, does not work. It's weird. Okay. Ring of Mandaln is probably one of the worst items in the whole game, as like it kind of works, but then it kind of doesn't work, but then it kind of does work, and then it kind of doesn't work, and then it's like really not cool. Okay. Don't ask questions, good sir. You don't want to know. Okay. Actually, I would need a helmet probably with cooldown reduction. That's true. I have to look into that. I don't want gloves with shadow resistance. I want gloves with attack speed. Yeah, that's actually really good. Those attack speed gloves should work out. You know, the good thing is too, if I put the weapon on, I can do a temper. Oh boy, where are my temper recipes? Oh lord, Amrak does not give you all. No. He does give you all the temper recipes, right? Was the new season coming out? October. We're right now in-depth testing everything. Today's going to be testing. Tomorrow's going to be testing. All the days you're going to be testing. Crafting and materials. All temper manuals. Oh, I probably just didn't open the thingy of temper manuals, right? Yeah. I accept your point of critique, chat. I wonder if in this build... you're ever going to be interested in...
Need something blessed?
Okay, we got damage. I'm surprised that I got damage here on top of the vulnerable damage. Like, that shouldn't be actually possible. I need a thing that gives me critical strike damage, technically, and not vulnerable damage. Also, that damage should be intelligence. Dude, that's better. So I can temper now. And we can get on the... I mean, chance for Golem to hit twice is kind of useless because I want to do damage with my actual Golem hit. So I would be better to get... damage after casting an ulti, or damage to elites. In this case, damage to elites probably would be better. Yeah, more Titanfall ranks. Does this give me currently +2 to all passives, Chad? It gives me... why does this give me +2 to all passives? I mean, I'm asking for a friend, but I guess that friend is me and I'll just accept it at this point. Right? Sorry, I forget the name already again. Titan's Fall it was. We could actually temper Titan's Fall. As I said, you could temper Titan's Fall. Totally could temper Titan's Fall. Yeah. Super good Titan's Fall, chat. Absolute Titan's Fall. Thank you. 2 rings to Titan's Fall. And you could temper the Golem damage on top, right? You could actually temper like 2 things. Okay, so I could temper that too. Great. Let's use a different weapon then. After that tempering failed, let's use a different weapon then. Didn't want to use that one anyways. There is the Blood Moon Breeches too with Golem Mastery. Yep, they're needed. 3 ranks to Golems is just too powerful to not play. I need here, Nightmare Dungeon, Infernal Compasses, Tribute, Chaos, Armor, Lax. That's the question. Do I need the Blood Moon Breeches here? Or could I make them like a helmet? But there's no other pants I need, so it's just better to have them, yeah. What are Gamescom videos coming? Well, the Gamescom starts tomorrow, so... tomorrow. We will... test the first things. Gamescom hasn't started yet. I think a sword would be good. Let's take a sword. And try to temper it again. This time we're beginning with Golem damage. It's funny that we actually have to play temper roulette on a test server, right? Where we want to test things and it's still making it absolutely awful. But it literally is what it is. Do I have temper reset scrolls? Don't have any temper reset scrolls, right? Great. Okay, next item bricked. Let's keep bricking random items until we suddenly find a weapon that we can use. That is a, like, I really don't want to use like a damage over time weapon. Okay, so let's break them all down. I didn't want to use them anyways. I could have thought they made it better item wise at this point, but I don't think they can actually. No, that intelligence can actually be critical strike damage, it says at least. I'll believe it when I see it. It can actually be critical strike damage. Yeah. Is this the PTR? Like, yes. And we are trying out many things. Right now, I want to do a Golem build because there is something fancy happening with the Litless Wall. And I think that you can actually abuse the Litless Wall as a main source of damage to that weapon get bugged too. So you can probably abuse the Litless Wall as a main source of damage for a lot of builds. But I just find it extremely funny that the Litless Wall could end up being a pair of boots. Which would make it one of the best items in the game as a pair of boots. Okay, I seem to be absolutely impossible to actually get golem damage on this one, right? Wow. Okay, chat. I mean, I'm just trying to get something like remotely okay. I'm sorry. I guess we should not try to get something remotely okay. My apologies. Okay, we got this, chat. I want you all to rejoice because this is going to be it. We totally get this going on. There, golem damage, and then just give me finality. Where Titans fall. I'll take Titans fall. Good, chat, good. This is finally what we have been looking for. Now we just have to get that 2 heal thingy over to critical strike damage. Okay, that's also good. We can soon check out the new Infernal Hordes because, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a big part of today too. Play new Infernal Hordes. But in order to play new Infernal Hordes, we obviously have to make something that can do new Infernal Hordes, right? At least on the surface. Let's get something in that direction rolling. Main goal is going to be to have a nuking golem going on. So we get the... Well, we can do the new Infernal Hordes probably in Torment 1, so we don't have to actually look for this. How much? Oh, I got 100k off the side. That's nice. See, like, we got Golem Mastery here, chat. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Get those 4 boot levels upgraded too. Cooldown reduction, 16.7%. That's huge. Okay, the weapon can also get the aspect. Again, we get so many damaging aspects right now. This is going to be the new... It's going to be the new Fell Gluttony aspect. So we get the 80% damage here. We get this. We should technically play a Ring of Mendeln as a helmet. Or we could play the Ring of Mendeln as a Ring of Mendeln for more golem ranks. So I have to have MRAC give me equipment, grant all uniques. So you get like class uniques. We can go for ring. Is the wrong ring? Ring. See, skeleton mastery. Thank you very much. We got that. Gamescom special event is live now. Yes, the opening night live where they show some trailers. We got a amulet with Hellbound Commander. Technically, that's insane for what we're doing. So let's actually take that too. And then roll that over to percentage intelligence. Like, we just want to try out things, but we also want to make it the right way. Correct? Okay, we got here the Skeleton Warrior Mastery. We get here the Golem Mastery. Let's actually put that level-wise up. Hellbound Commander, perfect. One more level. So that's 4. That's 5 already. Thank you very much, muchacho. That one needs to land on Titan's Fall at least one time. We're bust. I like that about the test server. This is like how I enjoy playing the game, right? With infinite resources that I didn't have to farm. That makes my life vastly easier. You know, there's one thing I forgot. I need to actually roll the rings perfectly in terms of... Okay, we didn't get that. It's fine. Oh, Titan's Fall, yes. So we need to temper this perfectly in regards of... Golem active cooldown reduction. Could you just give me Golem active cooldown reduction? Because otherwise I'm like kind of in a pickle here. I'll be having to farm the recipe first, huh? Okay. Chat, Golem active cooldown reduction is not on the menu, it seems. That's 70. I got like 25 robust, right? I mean, seriously, what is that? Oh yeah, and then also we need Golem damage, obviously, instead of Skeleton Mage damage. Okay, I'll take the summon damage for now. So you need to also then roll the Golem active cooldown reduction at least one. Right? Because if you don't get the active Golem active cooldown reduction, we're screwed. The character for 200 boost is in Ket Bardu, where you get spawned. It's not in Kirvitshot anymore. He's to the right of the spawn. I also wonder why they would actually move the vendor, as he has been very finely rooted into the correct spot for so many times. And they were like, no, we gotta move the vendor to just stress everyone out. Because why wouldn't we? Right? I wouldn't remove the vendor. The main reason we're testing a Golem build is because they reworked the weapon. And I want to check out if I can run around with no HP. Okay, Chad? So we're using a Beast Cornered, which gives me 180% bonus damage. But I will run around with no HP. So what I will need is Shielding Storm. Which says, each time that Bone Storm deals damage to enemies, gain a barrier equal to 8% of your maximum life. Fuck, I cannot put this on a single item but my helmet. And if I do that, I would have to auto-cast my curse somehow. Because my curse aspect would usually go on my boots, but I don't have any more cursed aura thingies. You're making me very disgruntled, my friend.
You will be back.
We need the aspect of this one, play corpse tendrils. I can still make vulnerable if I want to. We got Golem, we got Bone Storm. Use this for a bit bonus damage. Do we need anything else? I mean, I could curse handishly, but that would force me to curse things, and I would just dislike that. Get a Litless Helm. No, Litless Helm or Litless Boots doesn't matter. That's the problem. Well, it does matter, because the helm needs to have the Bone Storm aspect. I need a consistent source of barrier, chat. Because I will play, again, the aspect here, a Beast Cornered. A Beast Cornered, for every 10% of your life missing, you gain 20% bonus damage. But whenever I spend a resource, I lose life. Okay? So I need to have, like, a constant source of life, or I die. Yeah. Very harsh. Not going to be funny anymore. I'll just vanish, you know? Utility. Bone Storm duration. I mean, I have already the 57% Bone Storm duration, so my Bone Storm is already, but I guess even more Bone Storm duration wouldn't hurt. That I put Bone Storm then at 18 seconds. That's actually pretty nasty, not gonna lie. Barrier rune wouldn't be enough. Because it needs to be a consistent barrier that always triggers, if that makes sense. It needs to, like, go on and on and on. Okay, we got attack speed are sitting at 34.4% summon and 23.0 normal attack speed. That's almost good. I need more attack speed, though. Because otherwise, you are not going to get your Golem up to the 100% attack speed. So the goal is 100% attack speed. Since that is the biggest damage gainer you could get. 12.7%. Let's actually go into the options gameplay. Reduce combat test to crit only. Let's teleport to Kirvitshot for Jiffy. Well, we don't have to play this rune, but I think, like, the rune is probably one of the strongest thingies. I do Lith plus Bulwark, it's not enough. You need something that consistently always gives you barrier at any given moment, because you are running around with 10% HP. You have no more HP, right? You need the it doesn't correctly work, or it's not correctly draining me all the way low because I'm spending resource, but I am not going lower than where I am right now, right? I'm consistently here. Look at all these bone storms popping. But the only reason we're playing these bone storms is that every bone storm gives me 20% bonus critical strike damage. So my critical strike damage would actually massively multiply up. Which means that 1, 2, 3, we would have to take a board that is adjacent. I would have to take Flash Eater, and I would have to take Son of Death, probably. And none of these boards is a dexterity board. Like, they're just not. Right? And you can weasel some decks out of these. Not in a way that really is good. That was resistance and damage reduction. And then you could go for Flesh Eater too, because we're going to consume corpses. They also reduced Flesh Eater to consume 3 corpses, right? It used to be 5 corpses. That's actually pretty nice. The problem is the Flesh Eater board would have to be your willpower board. That's even worse, because who wants a Flesh Eater willpower board? Since we obviously have to play the Golem glyph, right? Like, seriously, who wants that? Such a weird 200 Paragon points right now. And I like that they only gave us 200 Paragon points, by the way, because it at least forces me into some decisions instead of just splurging, if that makes sense. Because usually that's what we end up doing, right? We just splurge like there's no tomorrow. Now we get to at least make some meaningful decisions. Okay, we need all the maximum life notes that we can take too, because I need more maximum life to then be more armored up. Good. There are no Herodic jewels, correct? Have you tried already playing? We will play in a second, sir. It's about that we like, you need to at least have something that is basically functional, or there's like no sense in doing anything else, right? Let's take 3 ground diamonds here. 1, 2. We can go into Torment 1 probably to just try out an Infernal Compass. So we get the... where is it? This is generic temper manuals. That was class temper manuals, Infernal Compasses. Thank you very much. 20. I opened that in non-torment shit. I need a crafting materials, Infernal Compasses, and then I need to go to Kerrigar and swap over to a different torment tier. Let's see. Go to Torment 1 for now. Not further, because we just need to test things. And I need to open the... that's real Infernal Compasses now. So we're going to do a 6er Infernal Horde. Not an 8er. An 8er. We're not going to do the full Infernal Horde. I just want to see it. And I want to see how the power works, because right now it doesn't bring me like below 50% properly. It's a bit weird. Theory 2, by the way, is at the end of the month. Not right now. Okay. So, oh, we don't even have all the skill points spent. Sorry. Ignore me, chat. Ignore me for a second. I just basically spent what I had to spend, not like more. We can enhance our curses. We can get more movement speed, I guess. You could get more lucky hit. That wouldn't hurt. We do Grim Harvest. We do Fueled by Death. We do Spiked Armor. We're fine, I guess. Here. You can activate this. You send them in. Wait, weren't we supposed to choose like our first thingy? Oh, they still made it. You have to kill them. Okay, so Hellborn can now spawn as ambushes. 50% faster. Monsters now have additional health. Ether events can spawn ether goblins. Okay, let's do Hellborns can ambush us, okay? We're just going through this. Ignore my golem, just doing golem things, right? Okay, so me consuming corpses. Why do they die when I curse them? Because that's how I'm playing right now. Okay, let's do this up. Like half a curse damage build, half something else. Now we need to reduce the cooldown further because obviously the cooldown of our friend here is not reduced enough, right? I mean, my barrier has barrier rings, so that works. And I have, so like the basic idea was that if you put bone storms everywhere, and bone storms are always active everywhere throughout the map because I have all the sacrifice bonuses, right? That with all these bone storms, I am just like consistently having all the barrier in the world and I don't need to care about anything. So I'm pretty much just cursing things and then the things just take damage and then I kill them. Cool. Masses explode on deaths. Masses have a chance to spawn a Hellborn on death. Okay. Hellborn damage is increased and normal monster damage. Okay, here, the Aseric Masses, they can spawn Hellborn on death. That's kind of cute, isn't it? This is PTR shenanigans? Yes, sir. This is PTR shenanigans. We're testing out the new Infernal Hordes. By the way, that was a 500 million hit for my Golem, Chad. So, like, with a very unoptimized, weird thingy build, at least my Golem can do the occasional high hit. Right? Good to see. But it just threw random shit together, and technically we're almost dealing billions of damage, right? But keep in mind, we also don't have the aspects right now, so I'm just using a random hodgepodge of aspects. A little bit. You wonder why we're in Torment 1, it's just for testing purposes. There's no need to be in Torment 4 right now for seeing how the Infernal Hordes play. Okay, so this is new. The start a random chaos wave, chat. Are you ready? This is what we have all been waiting for. So this is the new jive. You can go for the normal ones. Okay, I can do my masses, draining spires, or the burning rain. So all three are suboptimal, right? Or I can now start a chaos wave. That's kind of cool, isn't it? That's how it works. Okay, so now we walk up. Chaos wave. Aetherbound Reliquary. I picked it up. Slay monsters with Aetherbound Reliquaries to get bonus Easter. Aetherbound Reliquary drops when stunned. Okay, so I have to keep this one up. The Chaos Rift. Chaos monsters are coming out. I get stunned. Ah, I can walk through the teleporter to not get stunned. See, Chad? So there's the laser coming. You know what? It keeps like from like when you have this moment where the thing could get monotone, right? You just get your thing to stop it from being monotone. Like it just breaks it up a little bit. It makes your brain go active. Also like a high ether wave. Okay, that was fun. Not gonna lie. We should pick up the pad so I actually get stuff. Pick up the relics. I don't know what that frost thing is that's still shooting out. Do I still have the relic, Chad? Okay, now that frost damage thingy is gone. If you really want to see a good necro build for this season, it's going to be Shadow Necro. Like, Shadow Necro is easily going to be the insane build. By far and wide. That's not even a guess. That's just an in the know. If I would reduce the golem's active cooldown by... I wonder how my life is not dropping lower. Is it that Marred Guard keeps you from going below 50% life? But that would be weird because that interaction wouldn't make sense, right? Is Barb going to be great again? Barb has a few potential interesting things, and it could finally have a bleed build. So we'll test out a lot of my theories in the up and coming days. Usually day one is a lot of necromancer testing because I just know necromancer the best, and I just want to see like, oh, there's another chaos wave. Okay, cool. Let's do another chaos wave. You know what the problem with the chaos wave though is? As much fun as they are, they don't do anything for the slay hellworm. They don't do anything for you in the long run of things, if that makes sense. Right? Like you're getting these chaos waves, right? You're having fun. But if you do a 10 wave horde, if you then do a chaos wave instead of, let's say, for example, get yourself Hellborn, give more ether, then you're not doing yourself a favor, right? Or do I see that wrong? I'm sure the chaos waves are obviously themselves going to give tons of ether, but still. Oh, there's like just 3 chaos worms came from the middle. Interesting. Grizzly Rage being stomped is a big bummer, yes, but we might get a cool companion druid. Sir. We might actually get a cool companion druid, in case you missed that. Because for some reason, Blizzard said, hey, Raven companion druid. Sounds like a cool idea. And everyone was like, yeah, Blizzard, let's go. Raven companion druid, like, I can't think about anything better. Which builds will likely have potential in Season 10? There is a chargeable build for Sorg. There's a shadow build for Necromancer. There will be a Bleed Barbarian build and some other stuff with shouts potentially, but not 100% sure about that one. Rogue is going to play with the new reload mechanic on the Orphan Maker, most likely. Druid has 3 builds. We get the Flesh Render, Super Autocast Madness, Companion Druid, and there is the potential of... Was it Boulder to actually go really nutty? Yeah, Boulder could go really nutty. Because Boulder actually get a huge damage buff. Instead of cast twice, it's now double damage, tempers. And that's pretty insane. Especially because the amulet that Boulder Druid needs can also be a chaotic item. Okay, let's test another case wave. The case waves are coming quite often, by the way. Necro build is this. This is Golem together with Bone Storm right now. The reason we're doing Golem and Bone Storm is because the... Okay, wait. Slay Ether Fiends for Bone with Ether. Okay, that's it. So, the reason why we're doing Golem is because he has insane multipliers currently. And on top of the insane multipliers that Golem has, we have the Littlest Wall as boots. Because the Littlest Wall is now a boot, you're going to get the passive effect of Littlest Wall, which says each active Bone Storm grants 20% bonus critical strike damage. Now, if everything goes well with the Littlest Wall, you can have 1-2 Littlest Walls, so around you and your Golem. And then there's going to be Littlest Walls around the world as well, as I am just going to make bonus Littlest Walls here, right? So we already actually are making Littlest Walls left, right, and center. And then you have like 5 Littlest Walls up, you get another 100% bonus critical strike damage. So your actual critical strike damage bonus, it just goes up, 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 and beyond. Just for your existing, right? This might actually be good not only on a Golem build, this could be good also on a just normal minion build. Right? We'll see Paladin expansion probably. The problem with Chaos Armor is, like, if I tell you now that you only need Chaos Armor XYZ. Right? Okay, these are Chaos Waves, by the way. I think they're definitely a nice change. I mean, adding mini games to the game is just making it more fun. I mean, those mini games will get old too at point X, but it doesn't hurt. Oh yeah, sure. Just give me tons of lunatics. I'm gonna win this, chat. Oh my lord. Mama drama. Is Curse doing damage? Yes, because we're playing the Affliction Mastery right now, as there's no other mastery that does anything for us. So we're at 327 right now. How much was that? There's almost 100 ether for that wave. The Bardic Portal. Ah, so with 666 ether, you could get Bardic, or we can now go fight the Council. I see. New boss? Yeah, Bardic is the new boss. Sadly, I don't have enough ether to fight him right now. We'll get to that point, like two in a further horde. Don't worry. Okay, that was almost 1 billion damage for my little dude here, Chan. Wait, I need to know how much ether I would get. 400 up the side still, and a scroll of restoration. Thank you. I needed that scroll of restoration badly. Okay, so that was an Infernal Horde with Chaos Waves. What do you think? Chaos Waves kind of fun? Chaos Waves not fun? I think they're fine. So far. Like, I haven't formed like a concise opinion yet about how I feel. So the thing is, like the whole shebang I've been doing just like a second ago here, right? I could probably do this also with minions and then just use the, like, so minions are critical strike, right? And I just use the little small bone storm thingy to just make my minions stronger. Because usually there is no ultimate that you actually use for a minion build, right? There's nothing you use for a minion build. So I just tried this with Golem because I wanted to see more bone storms. The thing is, each sacrifice bonus increases this chance by 25% and allows you to spawn 1 additional bone storm. So it already says, while you have an active bone storm, hitting an enemy has up to a chance to spawn a bone storm around their location. Okay, so I can spawn 1 additional bone storm. That's 40% more damage. If I sacrifice my golem, that's another 20% more damage. So I can have 1, 2, 3. That's 3 bone storms. That's only 60% more damage. So you kind of like, you could play this also with mages, because you sacrifice your golem and your warriors, right? So let's actually, you know, let me find something out here quickly. What we could do is, where is my mobilytics? We're gonna pull out my Hand of Nas Necro. Okay, Flash Render, Druid, Shadow Burst, Barbarian, Rogue, Spiritborn, Druid, Necromancer Hub. So we're gonna pull out the Hand of Nas Necromancer, just out of interest. This is the Archmage Necro. Let's get ourselves a Hand of Nas. Okay, here, boom, Hand of Nas. Skeleton, that one is a shitty Hand of Nas. Oh man, if we're already here, so like, come on, brain, work faster. Chat wants to see things, and I want to show chat things. So we're pants, gloves. That's the right gloves. This is Skeleton Warrior Mastery, 83%. The other Hand of Nas was how much? That is 70%. Oh my goodness, they're both shit. Equipment, round all uniques. Let's try it again. Gloves. I'm sure I could also take a glove, a different glove. So that's just important, right? I could make Hand of Nas go somewhere else. First glove. So I could make Hand of Nas go into a different slot. We don't want to do that. Okay, so we get Hand of Nas. That's for Skeleton Mage Mastery. Let's try to at least roughly whip this out quickly. Because the basic idea would be, if I use mages and then improve the critical strike damage of mages. Oh my lord, look at that, chat. That should be nasty. I am the chosen one! 7 ranks to skeleton mages. Cool. We need to reset our points. Okay, skill tree. How does it look? Don't worry. I have the whole build laid out, so this should go quick. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're not going to do teleport. We get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I need these points back. We need 1, 2, 3 in case I need to do the corpse explosion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is not. That's 1, 2, 3. That is not. That is yes. 16 ranks. That is yes. That is yes. That is yes. That is 2. I need the golem ones. I need this. I need that. Thank you. I need finality. These probably still don't work on your mages correctly. So instead of now going for Army of the Dead, because I would always go for Army of the Dead, right, chat? We are, instead of that, doing the Bone Storm. Yeah, I'd say. That should work. Because usually you do Army of the Dead. But the thing is, for Army of the Dead, we then have to play the aspect of the Unyielding Commander. Okay? I don't want Golem damage. I need summon damage. I would prefer Skeleton Mage damage if that's possible. I would prefer Skeleton Mage damage. Thank you very much before I punch you in your throat, you stupid shit. Okay. We do this. And then you got Service and Sacrifice aspect. So this is already 200% more damage from our mages, okay? Then we get the Bone Storm, and the Bone Storm will give me Bone Storm. We get our mages doing the curse. The mages are maging around. We get the Litless Wall to give me the cooldown reduction and to give me the Bone Storm with the bonus critical strike damage. We get the Ring of Mendeln because the Ring of Mendeln still works on the mages. Even though some people will tell you that the Ring of Mendeln is bugged and blind, you shouldn't, like, you know, ignore that. What does the other one say? Aspect of Reanimation. Yes, yabba dabba do. We get the aspect with the Hellbound Commander, which is insane. And offensive, minions, and Skeleton Mage damage. Oh my lord, I knew that would happen. So we're going to reset the whole thing because I really don't want that. And get Skeleton Mage damage. Did I just get one single Tempered Temp back? He gave me one Tempered Temp back, right? Oh my lord. I got Tempered Temp robbed. That's okay. Try to get the Unyielding Commander here quickly. Unyielding Commander, Hellbound Commander. Chaos Armor are the big draw for you. Chaos Armors are insane. The big issue with Chaos Armor is, again, they're just going to take away slots that you need for generic stuff. So I kind of need, like, some Cursed Aura aspect at least basically somewhere, right? So I can't just, like, put them in any slot and just be like, ha 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 ha, this will probably work. No, it won't probably work. Right?
Need something blessed?
Well, we have the Chaos Armor boots, so that does work. Aspect of Reanimation. So that's another 90% bonus damage. So you get the 90% bonus damage here. We get the 200% bonus damage here. We get the 95% bonus damage here. And usually I would play the aspect of Unyielding Commander, but we don't actually play the aspect of Unyielding Commanders. So I could technically play Great Feast. Where they deal another 50% damage. What I still wonder is, so I have this aspect here, this skill, and it says for every 10% of your life missing, you gain 20% increased damage and 5 reduction. Spending resource also drains a percentage of your life equal to 30% of the resource spent. Refunding those resources, this cannot reduce you to below life. So if I spam Blight, it should technically reduce my life, but I think it says spending resource drains percentage of your life equal to 30% of the resource spent. So if this costs only 20, I'm barely draining any life. Is that it? Probably, right? I have 4 skill points remaining. How do I have 4 skill points remaining? Chan. Someone tell me. Where they supposed, like, where were they supposed to go? I'm looking at my own skill tree and I'm just like, I don't know where to put these 4 skill points, sir. I have no space. Gray face and no space. Okay, we got the ring, that then dies, so we have to sacrifice the golem now. We're going to take the mages, the shadow mages, obviously. Then you sacrifice the golem for the crit damage, and that's 35% crit damage. And then the shadow damage, right? And we have to redo the Paragon board quickly, but luckily I have this. That's the only thing I would wish, probably. Partial refunding of Paragon boards. What do you think, Chad? If I, like, right now I have to press refund all, right? But why can't I press refund board? Anyone got an explanation for me? Because I would, for the love of God, have one. How is it so impossible? Like, every planner in the web can do it, right? But Diablo 4 can't do it. I know it's hard. I know, like, coding is complicated, guys. I'm just an armchair developer that throws his opinion around. And we all know what armchair developers do. They do shit and they know shit. But listen, I'm also not like a billion-dollar company, so I guess I'm okay with saying what the fuck. How is that still not fixed? Right? Do you know what I also wonder, ladies and gentlemen? Something very intriguing, but does the new Wither node, what does it read exactly? Your shadow damage has a chance to deal 300% increased damage. But what about, I mean, like, so my shadow damage, but what about my mages? They're shadow mages, right? Am I weird to assume that they should also deal 300% more damage? Or not? Anyone wants to fight me on that one? You know. Son of Death board. Or Son of Death board needs to go here. My brain breaks. And I can tell you it's probably not working, but it should work. Right? It's one of these things where you're like, yeah, this should work. And Blizzard is like, yeah, but it doesn't. They're like, yeah, so it doesn't. GG. And you're like, but sir, it should. Right? Surely, sir, you read the description. They're like, yeah, we read it. Fuck you, by the way. Yeah, that's the question now. Do you take the frailty board, which just gives you 40% more damage, right? Or do you take the Wither node for 40% more damage? And do you consider taking the Son of Death board? Like, so you could also take Flesh Eater for 40% more damage, again, after consuming 3 corpses, right? Try Wither. The problem with trying Wither is, how are we going to find out if it works? You know? How, like, tell me. The problem with Wither is that, like, there's nothing interesting here to take in the board. You kind of have to go, like, for here. In the middle. Not taking shadow damage or damage to corruption enemies. Just to Essence Glyph, and this one has the Amplify. Let's just take Amplify for now. It's like the only sadness because the board is virtually useless in terms of what it does, right? So it doesn't do anything. And then we probably should take Frailty, because Frailty is actually a good board for the Essence Glyph. Sorry, I am going over the left side because that makes more sense for my brain. Okay, so we get the Essence Glyph. The Essence Glyph is tons of crit damage. We get a crit damage multiplier stacker. We get more attack speed, so we reach the 200% attack speed bonus. Take this. The only good thing we have out of this is that I literally have every node taken. Is PTR starting? PTR is already started. We tested a Golem build, but the problem with the Golem build is that, like, the main thing we're testing is the litless wall. Okay, chat? That's the main thing we're testing. The litless wall. To see how much damage we can weasel out of that. Okay, we get this, there, then die. We get this. So our resistances are up. Let's just jump into another Infernal Horde here quickly, because we want to see the boss, right, chat? All of you want to see Bartik. We're currently doing things in Tournament 1 because we just want to see things. So I'm not, like, really interested in jumping much higher in the difficulty scale. Just here to... Skeletons inside. No, Bone Storm not out. Need Bone Storm. We don't need Cursed Aura. That's good. We're draining our resource. I got the Corpse Explosion in. We don't need the Curse anymore. So I could have a random Reeb. I could have a Bone Prison if I wanted to. Yeah, okay. Additional ether from each active etheric mass offering. Okay. Soul Spires grant additional ether. Okay, let's try this one here. For etheric mass. Let's get more skeletons. So, do you see these funny chaos explosions whenever I make a skeleton, chat? That's due to me sending out chaotic bursts whenever I consume a corpse. By the way, we forget to put on the aspect of Occult Dominion. That's bad. Oh, I did a billion hit already. Cool. Hey, chat, my skeletons already did billions of damage just like that. It's a normal crit. It's nothing special. Already here, there's another billion. Things take too much damage. Okay, we can definitely see Bartik here. Anything cool from Gamescom? I'm not looking at anything Gamescom related right now. I'm going to be tomorrow at Gamescom Live to check out games live there, record footage, and get you that footage, right? Okay, how much is our crit strike damage bonus going up? So our crit strike damage bonus is at 2,000% because of the thingies. Before we continue, I need to teleport out. Ether Fiend spawn. Oh, wait. They all read way more interesting. Where do we put Occult Dominion, chat? If I put this one off, I mean, I can't play the Shroud of the False Death, or what are you telling me? Because I need to play Occult Dominion somewhere, but I also need to play the Barrier aspect somewhere, because otherwise I might not be getting enough Barrier, right? Well, what did we do Barrier-wise on the last one? I played Quox and I played Zac for cooldown reduction. Oh, we had Bottled Wind. Yeah. Yeah, I need a normal chest piece, I guess. I just don't see what I can otherwise do. I'm gonna kick out the Shroud of the False Death, and I just gotta pick up like some random chest piece. So I just don't actually see what else I can do. And I kind of hate that. Here, Occult Dominion. Chest is then the barium. Game. So we got Hellborn Ground, additional Ether. You have Ether Lords cause Hellfire to erupt around them. Ether Fiends spawn as Ether Lords and drop 3 times Ether. Oh, cool. 3 times Ether. So every Ether Fiend spawn. Okay, interesting. So we had 12 skeletons. These are skeletal mages, right, chat? They do billions of damage already. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that's working. Like, I could just jump into Torment 4 right now. We have the Bone Storms up. I wanted to check how big the damage is between Bone Storm and not Bone Storm, actually. Because right now we're sitting at a percentage of 2,000. But we have Bone Storms out already. And I mean, I could obviously take, like, then... That's a lot of bone storms out. So my 2,400 with like all the bone storms out here. Like see, like all the bone storms are bone storming. Like that's working. Like I have all the bone storms. Like that. Good. And if I have no bone storms right now, okay, no bone storms right now, so we're at 1,966. That does not seem to be multiplying up as it should. Each active bone storm grants 20% increased critical strike damage. That means that when I activate one single bone storm, we get up to 2.4. But additional bone storms don't seem to give me anything, right? That does not seem to work because I have 4 additional bone storms, but my critical strike damage is not going up. Either it's not calculating it, right? Or it's bugged. Because it's a chaos uni. I mean, the theory holds true on what could work with this, right? Take the relic. Oops, sorry, I forgot about the relic. Yep. So in this one, you have to take the relic, by the way, chat, and then you have to run through the portal so that the laser beams don't stun you. Because if the laser beams now stun you, they would throw you for a loop, and you lose the relic on your back. If you have the relic on your back and you kill things, then you get bonus ether, and it's actually a substantial amount of bonus ether. So that's, by the way, how this works here. So like now the laser beam stunned me, right? I lose the relic, I don't get the bonus ether, and this is like pretty much how like these chaotic thingy jimmies work. This is the PTR? Yes, this is the PTR. Sorry if I missed a lot of your questions, guys. I'm gonna be paying a bit more attention. But we've been trying to make the boots work. So the problem is the boots are just bugged. Let's see if actually people found out the bug already. I'm gonna check here for the partner Discord. Okay, it seems Lidless Wall does work on the live server, guys. It's just bugged on the test server. That's cool. Okay, that's fine. Pet is on. Yes, pet is on. Pet is working. Okay, so we are getting bonus critical strike damage, guys, but right now it's only 20% instead of 100%. That means the build that already does 1 billion damage just like this could do even more damage. That's good to know. The ambushing Hellborn, stalking devil, etheric masses now have a chance to spawn a soul spire on death. That's so stupid. Okay. Yeah, only PC players, so only Battle.net PC players get the test server. I don't think Steam still has it. What we're trying to get right now is we're trying to get 666 ether. But we're not really picking up like good offerings for this. So you need to get 666 ether that you can actually spawn Mr. Bartek. But it seems like with the new style of offerings, it's actually harder than ever to get the amount of ether, because technically the build is obviously super possible to get that amount of ether, right? But it just seems harder. Probably because I just gimp around on the chaos waves and I need to get better at chaos weaving. I wish the PTR could come to consoles. Well, you can't actually blame Blizzard for that and just simply Sony, because pushing an update through through PlayStation is just convoluted and stupid. That makes sense. Ether Fiends have a chance to spawn in place of elites. Oh, that's insane. That's really nice. Okay, another chaotic wave. So right now we have seen the kill worms. We have seen the protect the thing in the middle. Protect the thing in the middle might be the weakest one right now. Simple reason that you can't kill faster, right? So you can only get as much ether as like having this thing on 100% would give you. Does that make sense? You can't get more. In the other ones, you can actually get more ether because you could like just go on a rampage. I'm not sure if skeletons are actually getting all the bonuses they should be getting, because the damage seems a bit too low for that. I mean, like, we're doing billions of damage, don't get me wrong, right? So I'm happy that it still works. The Hand of Nas Necro is still going crazy. Okay, another chaos wave, Chad. We're still not at 666. I could need the worm chaos wave now. Snake hell worm. Okay, this one's gonna be huge, Chad. Because my dudes are gonna just one hit the hell worms, and we're gonna get so much. We're gonna get so much ether. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, Chad. Let's see how much that's going to end up. So we're 300 something, and you get like 40 seconds to slay hell worms. And each hell worm, I think, is pumping out like 5 ether or something. And the faster like you kill the hell worms, the better it is. So you should be very good off like getting this obliterated, because there's also a bunch of them spawning like in the middle, right? And there's like tons spawning. Well, that was already over 100 ether. Oh my, wait, why are we getting the 666, ladies and gentlemen? Look how much, that's almost 200 ether for a wave, huh? Damn, I'm taking it, chat, I'm taking it. So there's another chaos. Let's see what comes here now. Ether Lord's Ground plus 5 ether. Nice. Oh, where's the... Wow, my dudes just killed everything. Wait, is this a wave that just spawns Ether Lords? Wait, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen. Does this just spawn Ether Lords? Close rifts that empower Ether Lords. Slay Ether Lords for bonus ether. What is this? This is what I wanted Infernal Hordes to be from the very beginning, by the way. In case you ever wondered, like, this is what I wanted Infernal Hordes to be. Okay? That's crazy. That's just nuts. Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, that just gave me like, what, almost 400 ether from this one wave? Yeah, we haven't even picked up everything yet. Let me just quickly scoop up the rest of the ether here, so we got this going on. Yeah. That was crazy. Cool. Okay, now we can summon Bartik, ladies and gentlemen. Bartik is the new boss. Let's pay attention. The door has been unsealed. Okay. We're still in Torment 1, so I guess the guy's going to be super easy. But we'll see. Bartik. I mean, like, can we just one-hit him? Oh yeah, that's it. I'm insane. Wow, I'm so talented. I'm so good at the game. Look at me, chat. I'm the chosen one. Okay, we gotta do this on Torment 4. Okay, sorry. When he gave me a case unique, so this is a Black River, chat, the Corpse Explosion case unique that also gives you Fueled by Death Rings. So technically, with Fueled by Death Rings, greater affix, you could also play this just as your boots to get that passive for more damage, right? Technically. The problem is, if you get Bardik, you're not going to get Opticide. Some mechanics would be great. On the one hand, mechanics would be great, but you know what this shows? That you can actually kill Bartik really quick. I don't know if you understand how useful that information is. That Bartik is this killable. Because we feared that they would make us go through phases and you would have to fight Bartek like unnecessary, if that makes any sense to you. This is actually better than it looks that it is this way, right? Sword of Zur. I don't think the Sword of Zur can be anything. Let's check the PTR. Chaos armor. Black River. Nope. Nope. No. Sword of Zur can't be anything. Though it would have been OP. But the Unmaker can be something. Oh, fuck me sideways. That is really interesting that the Unmaker could be a pair of boots. Are mercs still a thing? Yes, I just haven't picked them up yet. I also don't need to pick them up. Okay, what did I want to try out? Yeah, we're gonna try to get Bartek again, okay, so that we actually see a Bartek fight. I should be able to survive in Torment 4. I'm not entirely sure on my HP standpoint. My resis are non-existent. That's great. I have non-existent resistances and I have non-existent armor. That's fantastic. Let's go for total armor, please. Thank you. And more storm duration. Thank you. And I need to put this up for a armor roll. Yes, I know I just missed the armor roll. But it shouldn't be that hard to get. Thank you. Armor roll. And also for a total armor temper, quickly. Thank you. And corpse general size. I don't think I'm actually playing corpse generals in this one. Okay, I didn't want corpse general size anyways. Overrated, ladies and gentlemen. We're not currently playing runes because it's not worth it. Okay, that's good. Now I can go for my diamonds back. Cool. So our resistances are almost resistancing. I should be able to just do that over instance, right? I'm lazy. Thank you very much. And we should make a max life potion too. And I just want to see Bartek in its tier 4 glory, pretty much. Aether Infernal Horde. Go. Oh, Rahir would give us a bit more resistances. That's true, but we would actually not play Rahir most of the time. My dudes are still trouncing everything. Let's read. Corrupting Spires. No. Devil. Soul Spires, all enemy kill count as in range. While standing near Soul Spire, all enemies killed count as in range. What? Fucking devil. Probably just going to die right now, like first second, because I am currently not having the barrier. Go on. Also, the lucky hit chance currently doesn't work. So there is usually a lucky hit chance that... Oh, there was like 3 billion hit. Cool. There is usually a lucky hit chance that your Bone Storm has to make more Bone Storms, but that doesn't seem to propagate correctly afterwards. Wait, do I have like 20 Bone Storms right now, Chad? That does not seem correct. I shouldn't be able to get like 20 Bone Storms, because that would technically mean that my bonus damage would go up by... I mean, my bonus damage would go up by a substantial amount if that was the case, right? ladies and gentlemen. So this is now Torment 4, by the way. Minions are going insane, but we knew this. There's like no surprise here that minions are that good. Okay, Ether events can spawn Ether goblins. Ether fiends have a chance to spawn in place of elites. I kind of want to have this because that would be like the strongest one, right? Phil, you reached PIL 100. Congratulations in Season 9. Now get excited for Season 10 as you can use everything you've learned for new exciting builds. Ether Goblins. I want to see the Ether Goblins, but at the same time, we got to make sure that we get 666 Ether. Because if we don't get 666 Ether, then we're not going to get the Bardic fight. And technically, 666 is rather easy in a 8-wave Infernal Horde, but at the same time, it's not, because either you're getting it or you're not getting it, right? Like, depending on whatever, like, weird thingies we're gonna pick up. There's no guarantee. Right now we're sitting at 110 after 2 waves. It's kind of sad. Okay, Ether waves are faster. We should take that, but we're gonna obviously go for Chaos waves. See, like, compare this again. Like, we're right now at the Chaos wave, where I get the Chaotic Etheric Mass, right? This is going to give me 100 Ether if I finish it. But that's like the crazy part. Like, the other Chaos wave with the Chaos Lords gave me 300 or 400 Ether. What do goblins do if they can't spawn loot? They pop Ether out. They're etheric goblins. So you kill a goblin, he pops Ether out. Am I even putting my hands on the keyboard right now? No, absolutely not. Why would I do that? Chat, why would I put my hands on the keyboard? I don't understand your question. Did I get less Ether? Like, I feel like I just dropped from 130 down to 110. Okay, Ether Fiends grant more Ether. Ether events faster. No, Ether Fiends. More Ether. Because it said elites could spawn as Ether Fiends. So, like, these normal elites could also be Ether Fiends. And they spawn more Ether, and that's actually pretty cool. I would say, like, the new Infernal Hordes certainly do feel better. And the new Boons and Banes also do feel better. I'm really sad they didn't go away with the Soul Spire. Right? So the season is already going in the right direction. I can't say too much about the Chaos perks yet, because we haven't played too much around with them. We still have to do our full Chaos build that actually tries to just do Chaos perk damage. Because there's a shadow damage necro, guys, that would fully lean into doing crazy damage with the Chaos perk. Should we do that too? Would you like to see that too? What is draining your life? Oh, I'm playing the chaotic powers that keep me at 50% life and lower, in order for me to do more damage. Okay, we're like with the devil here bonus. It's gonna be harsh to reach the 666 with this run. So I intentionally lower my life total, but I get more barrier generation and fortify and everything generation. So that's good. And my main goal is obviously to be an undying dude. Like, we're also a bit sad that the plan with the Bone Storm is working but not working. So this Bone Storm should currently give me 120, 140% bonus critical strike damage, but it only gives me 20% bonus critical strike damage. So you gotta imagine that we're missing like 120% damage multiplier. So if you see like a 3 billion hit, you could actually times 2 that. And that's pretty nice for minions like that. without like having the perfect play, without having like perfect equipment, just like the standard stuff. Doing that level of damage is kind of nice. Do they plan to release in 10 October? Okay, we get another chaotic wave. I feel like you should always take chaotic waves, right? How many Bone Storms is that? Well, so Bone Storm seems to be working and broken at the same time. So, like, there's no lucky hit Bone Storm from yourself. So I can't actually lucky hit make more Bone Storms, which is weird because I should be able to, okay? But what I can do is go into that teleporter and don't get hit. Instead of being able to make lucky hit Bone Storms, my minions can make lucky hit Bone Storms. So I have my lads here right now who actually make more Bone Storms than they're legally allowed to, but who cares? Like, they can just do it, right? And my Bone Storms are giving me consistent barrier. That's why I'm also not dying, in case you wondered. But what is not working, again, is that all these bonus Bone Storms that we're getting are not giving us bonus damage multiplier. So every Bone Storm should give us 20% bonus critical strike damage. 20% bonus. And you can see partially, like, this is 15 Bone Storms or so. Chat, I don't know, like, that's 20 Bone Storms, right? So technically we should be getting 400% bonus damage, right? I like what I see. Okay, another chaos wave, chat, and we can see Bartek this time, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Are we still gonna one-hit Bartek or not? Okay, what is this? Slay Ether Fiends for bonus Ether. And the, like, if you actually have the perk now, that would turn Ether Fiends into, well, look at the Bone Storms again. I kind of want to know if we could play a main Bone Storm damage build, chat. Right? Because you can play Bone Storm now on your boots, and then you can play a two-handed weapon that gets you the aspect of like Bone Storm damages, and then I don't know. There's probably not a way to make Bone Storm like your main damage skill again, but I would really like it. It'd be cute. Zalia, thank you for the Prime Gaming subscription. Zalia, good to see you there. Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much for appearing. The biggest issue right now is obviously that the multiplier is not working, but on life we'll try it out. Okay. Not seeing the minion Bone Storm do damage. Like, you don't see the, like, you only see critical strike damage, sir. You don't see normal damage values. Oops, I killed myself by running into that. By the way, if I respawn, my minions respawn with me right now. Crazy, isn't it? Like, I want you all to be like, what? Like, what? Your minions spawn with you on death? Capture what? Capture spirits for bonus ether. What? Oh no. Oh no, that, like, I hate it. Nah, that one is stupid. Like that one is stupid because I'm a necromancer. Okay? So, like, if I was anything but a necromancer, I would be fine with this one. But I am a goddamn necro. I am just gimping around with the slowest movement speed possible. And you're like, oh yeah, you're gonna get bonus ether if you get spirits. Yeah. How about bonus ether this? Okay, Bardic chat. Yeah, he has quite some life in. Oh no. Well, I mean, like, okay, yeah, he has quite some life, but yeah, one hit face. I need to avoid the fire by going through the portals. And if I don't go through the portals, I die. Yep. I knew they would do something like this. So if you don't kill him fast enough, you're actually stuck in a phase like this. I think that's fine-ish to a degree. So if we don't kill him fast enough, I kill him fast enough. Okay, see, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. Oh wow, look at the loot. Holy, chat, he gave. Oh god, he gave. Quite significant. I mean, look at this. So we got a Pans, right? This is an Eben Piercer Pans now, which is kind of funny. He gave me normal Limitless Wall. He gave me Bloodmoon Breaches. He gave me Grease of the Empty Tomb. He gave me like other uniques. So he delivered. He gave me even a Greater Affix item. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's good. I can get behind that. Okay, what we need to test out now is the shadow damage build. Okay, so this is minions. Minions are working, obviously, and minions are working with the multiplier too. So that's cool, but we need to test out more things now. Not the best 10% masterwork, still very easy biz. Level 100 glyphs. Don't forget that. So this is like, right? Don't forget that all the glyphs are 100, and that is a significant multiplier bonus. Bone Spear, probably not. Bone Spear doesn't have it. Where is the armory? Does the armory exist? In Cap Bordeaux? Armory. Okay, we need to save. Rename. Hanum Nas. Something. Let me pull out the Shadow Necro now. So let me present you my plan, okay, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking to make a Shadow Blight Crit Necro. The basic idea behind the Shadow Blight Crit Necro is here. So we would take the Chaos Unleashed. Okay. The Chaos Unleashed says, killing an enemy generates 2 stacks of Chaos, and dealing direct damage to a boss generates 5 stacks of Chaos. At 100 stacks, unleash a salvo of 9 chaotic bursts that each deal damage of your highest damage type. In my case, shadow damage, okay? It also says your chaotic bursts gain 20% critical strike chance and deal 100% increased damage. Cool. So these chaotic bursts, you could also now play Defile the Dead. You can consume each corpse twice. Consuming a corpse creates a chaotic burst that deals shadow damage. Boom. Good. Then we're having Lucky Hit. Damaging enemies has up to a 10% chance to trigger a chaotic burst on the enemy, dealing a damage. Right? Cool. That's nice. And you do have your chaotic bursts. Chaotic bursts randomly erupt around you in combat, dealing damage of your highest damage type, shadow damage. Your chaotic bursts additionally deal 100% of their damage. So we're gonna have to level that one up. We're gonna have to level that one up so it does more damage, and we're gonna have to level Defile the Dead up. That's all possible. Then we have chaotic uniques. So we can now take our Even Piercer amulet, for example, and I can make the Even Piercer a pair of boots if I wanted to. Because usually my boot would have the aspect of the void, which I can avoid using. Ha! You heard it? Avoid using. Cool. You would obviously have to try to get like ranks into Reaper's Pursuit now, because that is mandatory. And I would also have to get boots like that. That's the problem. So I would have to get boots that are Even Piercers, right? And they would have to have a greater affix on the Reaper's Pursuit, right? Okay, 13 ranks into Reaper's Pursuit. That's actually the absolute best case scenario. It's kind of illegal. I'm not gonna lie. I just get the best possible roll in existence here. I'm not sure if that's okay. Why is this roll so important? Well, so these are my boots now. Okay, chat, listen. These are my boots. I cannot stress this enough. They're my boots. And what happens is that my boots are now saying that for every shadow skill that I put in my skill bar, okay, I get a chunk of damage bonus. That chunk of damage bonus is quite significant, because here. So for each darkness skill in your action bar, you gain 32% bonus damage. Okay, so how many shadow skills do we have in our action bar, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yeah. We get 6 shadow skills in our shadow damage bar. Right? That's cool, isn't it? What am I missing? 3 3 3 3 3 2 3 3 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2. When that's 5 in this one, but that wouldn't make a difference. Or it still misses skill points somewhere. I hate when that happens and I just can't figure out what I am doing wrong. So now the basic idea is that you have this one, okay? And this one says that with the Reaper's Pursuit, I would now deal 32% more damage per shadow skill in my skill bar. That means I have 6 shadow skills in my skill bar times 30%. You know what the damage is. But all that damage should also increase my chaos perk damage. So from all the chaos perks I'm actually doing that anyways get 100% damage, they do more percent bonus damage too, right? And then on top of that bonus damage that you're actually dealing, we're going to have the Paragon boards. And now I have to refund all again. Yay. We're going to get our Shadow Paragon boards, and our Shadow Paragon boards now have the Wither Paragon board in it for even more damage, because now we finally have a board that makes our Shadow damage, and our Shadow damage could already hit for multiple billions of damage, go crazy. So that's a good thing. Because we can go now for the Son of Death. Need to play Son of Death because Son of Death is crit damage, right? Unquestionable, you want to tap that one. This board will look a bit weird. You're gonna get Sacrificial. Sacrificial. Sorry that we're swapping builds around so much, chat. We also have to find Chaos Portals because they are a thing. We got the Frailty board and yeah. Frailty board. Frailty is going to give me... this and this, because we're gonna have to use the essence glyph for the critical strikes, because this is a critical strike damage build. Okay, listen. Then we gotta take Wither. And Wither also moves into the Flash Eater. Flash Eater's gonna get Eliminator. Over here. That's Eliminator. These are not the most perfect pathings through these boards, right? They're just functional pathings through the board. Corruption damage. I don't need corruption damage. That's the problem. I can use shadow damage. So shadow damage is actually good because each point of shadow damage should work for the node. So we get this one here, and this one gets more damage per shadow damage bonus. Okay. So actually getting shadow damage here is nice. What will we put in? We put essence. Oh no, we put Gravekeeper in here. That's actually pretty fucking good. Yes. That is pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. I put Gravekeeper in here. Is it Gravekeeper? It is Gravekeeper. We're gonna make a lot of corpses, but we're not gonna consume these corpses too much. To find a better way into this board. I need one more note for Gravekeeper. There. Give me that. Okay, because that makes my shadow damage go poop. Okay, that would bring us to quite some corruption damage already. 100%. That's nice. Now we have to get the respective aspects and weapons and everything. So we need unique items. Yep. Can actually put this away. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, equipment to grant random legendaries. You know what? I'm gonna put all my equipment away because that's obviously the equipment that I need for a different build. Let's put it just all to the side, yeah? Apart from the boots. The boots are awesome. Okay, could we use another unique in another place, chat? I think Blood Moon Breaches still makes sense as Blood Moon Breaches, right? So we could still use the Blood Moon Breaches for the 50%. Because there's nothing better. And they're also crit strike chance, so they're kind of like cool, actually. Since the Even Piercer is not on my necklace, is there another neck I could play? Is there another unique neck that anyone, like, anything, like, where's the PTR nodes? PTR nodes. So for the PTR nodes, here, PTR. His armor. Interesting part is what else is available. So for the necromancer, you get Black River, Bloodless Scream, Deathless Visage, Death Speaker Pendant, Even Piercer, Gospel, Litless Wall. I mean, we would play the Litless Wall, but that one is bugged, so that doesn't work. Ring of Sacrilegious Souls, Hand of Nas, Mortar Crew, and Unmaker. Nothing too crazy. I mean, first things first, we need a sword, right? So let's destroy everything we have. Try to get a random two-handed sword. Pair of gloves that have attack speed or critical strike damage. I'll take both. Chest piece that has maximum life. Essence per second could also be good. Helmet that has maximum life. Rings with crit damage, or crit chance in this case would actually be better. Didn't even get like a cool weapon. Okay, we got a two-handed sword that has essence on kill and overpower. I hate it. That one has intelligence, yeah. That one has intelligence, yeah. That's an advantage, so I can take intelligence multiplier amulet that I could usually not take, right? That's actually kind of cool. Lucky hit chance, critical strike damage, chest piece with maximum life, and we have maximum life chest piece. 200 sword, under that 200 sword was shit. Better helmet, no. Destroy it all again. Build making on PTR can truly be something atrocious at times. As max life and essence on kill. Horrible, I need a drink. Try Corpse Explosion of Black River, doomed to fail. Sorry, sir. I wish I could give you a better answer. I wish I could reassure you. I wish I could give you some hopes and some wishes. Corpse Explosion does simply not scale high enough. Like, we're in need of billions of damage, and you're happy with Corpse Explosion if you reach the millions of damage, right? It's just sadly the point of the game where you do billions or you're bust. Okay. Okay, maximum life. We need to... What was it? Blighted weapons. I need shadow damage. Yeah, this is very important. So you need to take this one that says shadow damage. If you don't get the shadow damage, you're screwed. See, that shadow damage is so important. Then you need to get Titan's Fall. Nice. That was actually really good. Okay, this should like go really hard in what we're trying to do. What are we trying to do, guys? We're not trying to do just the standard shadow damage build, okay? What we're trying to do right now is we're trying to see how massive OP we can make the chaotic bursts that are coming by consuming corpses, because we will in between consume corpses. And I think there is an intriguing way forward here that we can play around with. Good. This looks like the average equipment. The problem is that I put the Even Piercer on my boots, but I'm not doing anything with it. Right? So we need to play the Blighted Aspect, because Blighted Aspect is OP. Actually, that's not true. I can do something with it. So Blighted Aspect is OP. Blighted Aspect stacks my damage up like there's no tomorrow. So this is like a 70% damage bonus, but it stacks and it stacks and it stacks and it stacks. Interesting point. I can play the Aspect of Decay on my amulet now. The aspect of decay gives you each time Shadow Blight key passive deals damage, it deals another 50% damage and stacks 5 times. Well, that's 50% damage 5 times, right? 250% damage. You did the math. If I put it on my amulet, it would be 75 damage 5 times. Huh. Interesting. Thought about it, chat? What's your opinion? Doesn't sound too bad. I think, personally. Actually sounds pretty rad, I'd say. Especially now with the temper on the lucky hit chance. Yeah. We can go for the offensive temper. Wait, I need to check one thing before I do any other tempers. How much shadow damage do we have right now? So we need to go into our abilities, skill tree, and we need to check. This is 260% already. Again, you need to get like the shadow damage as often as possible on as many items as possible, but also only until you have the 450%. Because if you have the 450%, why do more? Shadow damage, great. And then ultimate cooldown reduction. Oh, you know what we could do? We could play the Unmaker, probably. I mean, not unpotentially. Can we play the Unmaker? I don't know if that would be so smart to do, but I could. Gotta think about this for a second. Okay, I mean, usually I would play the... What's it called again? Usually I would consider playing a different item. And then the Unmaker, I would consider like doing Bone Storm here. But I can't do Bone Storm as Bone Storm is bugged. I mean, this build would, by the way, go insane if I have Bone Storm. Because all my damage revolves around like weapon damage stacking up. That would go pretty strong. Sitting at 358%. If I masterwork these, what happens? Let's see. But like, I don't want to waste a slot of shadow damage on, yeah, 412. So I can do my glows with shadow damage, right? Because there's not much else to do. But on my amulet, I could do whatever temper, right? Since my amulet is like this free roam, it could be whatever, and that's actually kind of interesting in my eyes. Temper, we'll do total armor tempers. Now we need total armor tempers and we need total armor rolls on items, right? Do total armor right now. And I need total armor roll on my chest piece. Lightning resistance out. Here. We finally have armor. How much resis do we have? We're sitting at surprisingly almost resied out. Who would have guessed? Means I can put one of these on. Two of these on. And then I can just do one single grand diamond. Cool. That's pretty useful. Especially considering that we just are going to actually upgrade this item too, right? I got a utility temper. In this case, my utility tempers still need to be Soul Rift duration. And we actually don't get Soul Rift duration. That's a bummer. Because it's all about like having the Soul Rift up. Utility. Thank you, Jamie, for the Prime Gaming subscription, by the way. Callie and also Zolia, dub. Good to see you all there. Thank you for supporting the channel. And hopefully feeling good. I might have just re-rolled Soul Rift duration without even looking at it. I'm sorry. I was really not paying attention. What's your preliminary verdict with Bone Storm? It works, but the problem is that the Bone Storm itself doesn't work. So the Bone Storm is bugged right now and doesn't do what it is supposed to do. Ergo, yes, it's good. Yes, the plan will work out, just not right now. right? It just won't work out right now. As like I just had a confirmation from Blizzard itself that the bonus damage is fixed on the live server, but on the PTR it's just a known bug, which sucks, right? Why is it this way? Why does it have to be a known bug on the PTR? Could you not have fixed this before? God damn it, Leroy. At least I have an answer, so I'm not crazy, right? I did not imagine that we're not getting the damage bonus. We're really not getting the damage bonus. Okay, this looks good, I'd say. I mean, right now, this is the same build that we've been playing before. Again, this is like a Shadow Blight super damage build that just zoots around and does insane amounts of damage to everyone and everything. I wonder if our damage is working. Let's try out the Palace of the Deceiver. If I broke something in between, if I made something wrong. Terrible game, PvE is way better. You can play both, Gerard. I mean, surprise. Also, Angel, calm down, brother. Let's try out our chaotic explosions, okay? So I need to put that here. I need to put that here. So like these chaos explosions that are happening random around me. There's my billions of damage. They're supposed to come. Yeah. It's very unoptimized right now, but we're good. I like it. Yeah, we need to get the critical strike chance up vastly. That's way too low. So the chance is at 5. We need to go chance here, chance there. I think I have enough slots to actually get the chance up to 100%. That's the goal, right? You would need 100% for chance. And more attack speed. So the goal with this build is to pretty much do like as many instances of shadow damage over time that you can. Because all these instances of shadow damage over time are going to trigger your Shadow Blight. I'm just missing attack speed right now. Trigger this meaningful. Okay, it's working. Like the problem is we're like I don't see much of the chaotic burst damage that I was hoping for. I think we have to try this in a more like we have to try this in an Infernal Horde setting to see how the damages are bursting there. Okay, let's get the crit damage up by rolling some things. You got critical strike chance. Yes. You don't have critical strike chance, so that damage needs to be... I mean, technically that would need to be attack speed, crit chance, and then no max life. Yeah. I'd have to throw the max life under the bus to make this work. Critical strike damage would also have to be max life. There was critical strike chance. I just ignored it. There's another 10%. So this would bring you to 55.2 plus the one that we're having. That means I need critical strike chance on the amulet as well. I am not happy to play so much critical strike chance everywhere. It seems to be like the only way how I can do it, right? Okay, what could it get for a temper though? Oh, wrong department for tempers. Offensive. I don't need the offensive temper, that's the whole point. I mean, I could get a soul rift temper, I guess. And I could get a ultimate cooldown reduction temper. Yeah. And then we could re-roll this into a intelligence amulet. That does... And we need at least one roll on the end, or I'm gonna go sad. Don't you bored playing this repetitive? Sir, I'm not playing this repetitive. I play this for 1 month every season. I play every piece of content that's available, and then when I played every piece of content that's available, I move on to a different game. Why would I bore with that? But I think it's the strongest build in pits for the season 10. Too early to say. I think Druid, I mean, Druid has been really powerful this season, so Druid could be like even stronger than it has been in any capacity. Yeah, this is working. I need attack speed, so I need like tons of attack speed items to really profit from this. Oh, I was standing wrong. We're playing to Tredo 3 of PoE2. Yes, absolutely, sir. Now we wanted to do this. Thank you very much for reminding me. It shouldn't be a build for the Infernal Hordes, but we need to check still the Infernal Hordes. The seasonal power that changes the score skill into ultimate is changing what the skill does. It does, yes, Gabriel. Oh, I need more essence. No, I don't need more essence. We got Hellborn, yeah, still. It does all the damage it needs to do for this. It's like more a pit build than a Infernal Horde build, FY, because you're pretty much a damage ramping build, and the problem with the Infernal Hordes is that enemies don't have enough life to get the ramping damage even, right? They'll die before that ever becomes relevant. So choosing one thing before the run already starts is nice. I mean, once I have enough Infernal Compasses, my first choice is going to make me either quit or do the Horde, right? Because we're at the point where you can be like, yeah, so I didn't get what I want, so I just choose no. Were you updated on the anticipated changes by Blizzard like some of the other content creators were ghosting? I did know how Season 10 is going to look, yes. There was a second event though, sir. So there was a... Blizzard told us ahead of time, like, about this, right? So we had, like, a meeting in our partner Discord about this kind of stuff. And we weren't allowed to talk about it, obviously. But there is another event that was happening at the Blizzard HQ that no one knows about apart from the people that were at the Blizzard HQ. Now, assuming that the expansion is near, so like next year the expansion is coming, it would make sense for Blizzard to invite creators to probably test out the new expansion. So I would assume that the people that were at the Blizzard HQ potentially tested out either some features for Season 11 and 12 and or actually saw the expansion already and played the new class. That's what I would probably think at this point. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Capture spirits for bonus ether. I still hate that one. I mean, now I have more movement speed, right? So capturing spirits for bonus ether actually works. But that one is probably one of the more uninspired ether events here right now. I don't want to run around and capture spirits. Whenever, if I was a Sork with like some super teleport power, maybe. But even then I wouldn't want to do it. So this one just seems weird. I hope they'll take that one out. Okay, soul spires empower nearby enemies. Here, this etheric masses now have a chance to spawn more etheric masses on death. This is actually really funny. So they reworked the etheric mass thingy to either have Hellborn spawn on death, Ether Lords spawn on death, Ether Fiends, like you can even spawn a Soul Spire on death. Okay? So the etheric mass can spawn a Soul Spire on death. It dies and then spawns a Soul Spire, because why not? And this will still be good for the pit. But I'm a bit disappointed by my chaotic powers here. I want to see how much damage is it if I just go for corpse explosions. I need to test that for a second. Actually, going for corpse explosions is a decent amount of damage. I don't think it will lead to a full corpse explosion build. It's just interesting to know because we choose the chaotic power that gives us like chaotic bursts on corpse explosioning. So actually, corpse explosioning should be a good thing to do. Puffing masses. Additional ethers for each active etheric mass offer. Yeah. So an etheric mass can now pop out another etheric mass, and etheric masses are dropping more, like they're dropping more ether the more etheric mass thingies you have, proportional, right? So the more etheric mass stuff we choose, the better it is. So that's kind of nice. Mix in the Shadow Mages and Spread the Blight doesn't work. At least not for this build, sir. So this build needs to stack up the Shadow Blight as quick as possible, and the mages don't help with that. You need to sacrifice the mages for more shaboing. So sacrificing them is more beneficial than keeping them. There's also only so many Shadow Blight key passive stacks you can do. There is an internal cooldown. And we've tried, don't get me wrong, to mix this with Shadow Mages, and the conclusion is it does not mix well. By the way, this build could actually not play the version with the Litless Wall for more damage because you need the essence from... Oh, Ether Goblins. Let's take Ether Goblins because I want to see an Ether Goblin. Okay? So it says Ether events can now spawn Ether Goblins, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let's get an Ether Goblin, shall we? There's Hellborn, there's an Etheric Mass. Not sure if they generally made the timer a little bit slower, but it seems like that Etheric events just spawn more thingies because I'm getting like Hellborn and Etheric Mass together, where I'm just tripping. But whenever, like, an etheric event is coming, there's also Hellborns coming, it seems. All you mean to sacrifice right now? Yes. Unless I forget to press the sacrifice button on one of them. Okay, Ether Fiends have greatly increased health. Soul Spires. Here, Etheric Masses now have a chance to spawn a Soul Spire on death. So imagine an Etheric Mass dies to spawn another Etheric Mass, and that Etheric Mass that just died has a chance to then spawn a Soul Spire on death. Yeah, this is already the Season 10 PTR. We're currently doing some necro testing because I had like 2 builds laid out for necro testing. But I also wanted to do a Raven build for the... Druid. Okay. Of testing going down the line. A little fast on this seasonal PTR. You just go to the boost vendor and you just boost your character. You can't really test leveling on the PTR for one single reason, and that is that your PTR does not have the seasonal quest line. So if you would actually level on the PTR, right, it would be useless as like it is not the real level experience that you are going to have on then the release of the new season. Okay. Oh wow, that just killed me. Okay, we're not even going to get to see Bartek. The K's explosions work, but they don't really work in the circumstance that we're doing here. I think the K's explosion would be better for the pin. So this build is obviously a pit pushing build and a boss slaying build. Good test on having even piercers boots though, so I like that. That's a 10 out of 10, guys. Yes, you can see. My even piercer's a boot. So that's quite nice. What else is new on the PTR, by the way? We got the chaos powers, and we got the chaos portals. The chaos portals could, here, see it says seal chaos rifts. So chaos rifts can now appear in Infernal Hordes. Let's test. We test Bleed Barbarian 2, yes, the next day. So tomorrow I'm at Gamescom. But I'll come back from Gamescom around 6 p.m. and then I'll probably put in like another 3 hours of stream to test things. Then on Thursday the same, I'm at Gamescom again. I'll come back, test some things. And that gets followed up then by Friday and Saturday being like only about PTR. Okay, this is like a Chaos Rift here right now? Is it? Yeah, we just sealed a Chaos Rift, ladies and gentlemen. We're so talented. Okay, do I have to ride around and find Chaos Rifts? Probably randomly appear. So you can't really, like, force them. You just gotta ride around and hope for them to appear. I mean, like, don't actually ride around and hope for them to appear. Just play the Infernal Hordes, right? And they'll just appear in time. Because the season started in October. You still got, like, over 30 days to go. We're merely here testing the test server to see what they need to fix for the new season. If the new season has merit, if the powers are fun. I do believe the powers are going to be fun. At the same time, they're also somewhat limiting. Because most people will just want to play the have less health, do more damage. Right? Simple as cake. Ah, there is a chaos portal, chat. It's the hand symbol right now. Open Chaos Rift, rewards bonus XP. Oh, there's a Hellborn coming out. Oh, that was kind of cool. I'm actually planning to get killed by that. Okay, and then bonus XP is dropping. That was a Chaos Rift. Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's like a tiny addition that doesn't take like time away. Like, I'm gonna play anyways the Infernal Horde, so getting Chaos Rift is just cool, right? That's that. Guys, you're playing. Oh, we're playing Necro. I was just here to try out some necromancer stuff and see what's happening and what we can get together. And if the new Wither node is actually doing anything good, because it says your shadow damage has a 20% chance to deal 300% damage. That's actually really good. Like, really useful, really nice. If it then works. I mean, the Discord is already going crazy, chat. People are just sending in feedback and everything. Ah, you can Obel Gamble Chaos Armor too, someone is saying. So if I go to the Purveyor of Curiosities back here, and I would, for example, try to get a pair of pants. There is a minuscule chance. There you go. Interesting. This could make technically corpse explosion good because it says 75% chance for corpse explosion to deal double damage. When consuming a corpse, there's a chance to create a killing skeleton that seeks out enemies and explodes, right? The thing is that you would never play the Mortar Crew because Black River is better, right? You would also never play Black River because other things are better. But if the Mortar Crew and Black River could be other items, then they might actually be worth it. So like the Black River is great. It's corpse skills, it's shoot flash, chance for corpse explosion to deal double damage, same as you have like here on the pair of pants, right? So that's amazing. But it wouldn't be amazing as a main item. You'd rather have something else, right? You'd rather have it as your boots, which is still crazy, by the way. The same actually goes to the shadow build that we're currently playing. So my shadow build, right, that we have here that does shadow damage. I could try to get a... We're currently playing here. This is shit. You know what? I wonder where a good portion of my damage is. I'm not actually playing Cursed Aura. Cool. Chat, we kind of forget to put on the other aspects. Let me juice this quickly to a spot where it's supposed to be. That's the sacrificial aspect. We get the aspect of decay here. We get the damned. We get the sacrificial. Get the blighted. Then I could try even piercers my boots. Bloodman breaches are my pants. I could try to get a helmet. That is a Flex helms. I need a helmet that is... Okay, so not Flicker Step, not Banished Lords, not Fist of Fate, not Ixfeld's Corroded Signet, even though Ixfeld's kind of fun. Not Black River, Engorgers, Even Piercer, Gospel, Hand of Nas, no, Motor Crew. Lockharts. Lockharts would probably be funny if we could... Bloodless Scream. Yeah, I need the Bloodless Scream to be that. Because there's a chance to restore resource and there's a chance to deal shadow damage, and that shadow damage could go crazy, but it also gives me 2 ranks to darkness skills. So that could probably be my helmet as well. But only then when we get the lucky hit chance for that chaos damage, right? That we would have to try to probably roll into that. Yeah. Could that do the doom? What runes did I play? Neo Thule and Gar. Oh yeah, I played Guard, Tamgar. Do I have runes? No, I didn't never open the rune thingy, right? Tribute, Obolts, Rune. I need the shittiest runes in the world. Because I completely forgot that these runes exist, right? Oops. I needed Gar and Tum. Tum? And Gar. Tune, Ton, Loom, Gar. Because Gar would bring us exactly to 100% crit chance. Repair your gear. My gear is just scratched, not broken. Okay. Scratched, not broken. Wait, where did I teleport? I didn't mean to teleport here. I did not mean to teleport here. Solo leap all day, sir. Solo leap all day is beautiful, isn't it? Cursed Aura. I forget that too. No, Pals of the Deceiver. Jesus. Yeah, so we forget to add some damage to this, chat. The problem again is, like, by adding different items. So this says your darkness skills chill enemies for up to 100% and deal 240% increased damage to frozen enemies and bosses. Yay. The problem is, okay, with that item, that the 240% more damage we're getting makes the damage of darkness skills bigger. But my main damage is not a skill. My main damage is my key passive. So that 240% should probably not apply to Shadowblind. It would be great if it did, but it doesn't, most likely. So I wonder if I can see some bigger numbers with that 240%, or if it's just going to end up in sadness. Do you see like the damage difference, by the way, from now to before, Chan? I think anyone that watched me like fight him before, like, kind of notices how much more damage we're now dealing, right? With the right aspects. Okay, now my gear's broken. I need to repair it quickly. Wonder if the actual Butler Scream is gonna make it worth it to try to make a build where Blight is the damage dealer. If you're prepared, the damage would be more no lethal dose because damage was not broken, damage was just scratched. You understand that, right? I'm just making sure you understand that fact. Ah, there's the good old 18 billion chat. The good old 18 billion. Need to open up a new Infernal Horde. Just see if the damage feels so much more potent now. It's fun. I mean, chaos uniques are definitely going to be interesting. Just in a world where you just throw things together and you're suddenly getting like some crazy shit out of it, right? Okay, Aether Fiends have a chance to spawn elites. Etheric Masses spawn more Etheric Masses. Hellborns are hunting you. So it actually says Ether events can spawn Hellborn, right? But that's a complete different wording, because if it says Ether events can spawn Hellborn, that just literally means that any Ether event, whatever it might be, could then spawn a Hellborn. If I get a Soul Spire, that Soul Spire occasionally might deliver Hellborn. Okay, so with this skill that we're using, by the way, right now. So, like, I'm using now the... I'm using now the Butler Scream, and my blights that are flying out are actually freezing enemies. Kind of cute. I'm not going to say no to that, right? Bonus freeze is pretty good. We, by the way, did not get a bonus single Hellborn from this. Yeah, we have Hellborn ground. No, we have Hellborn ground plus 1 ether. We don't have Hellborn spawn from ether again. Need to read more precise. Against these guys, you only see like 1 billion damage every now and then. It's probably still going to be my favorite build in the up-and-coming season. I'm just a sucker for the bonus damage this Shadow Necro has been doing. But that Hand of Nas Necro with the Bone Storms could be absolutely nasty, as it then hopefully works. Okay, we need to make a list tomorrow of things to try out, so including the Companion Druid and all that kind of stuff. Chat. It does feel like I'm getting so few ether though. Like does anyone else feel this? Because right now everything just seems to be giving less ether. Like I'm wave 2 in and I have 17 ether. Like it feels like they lowered the standard amount of ether that things give, right? It's a bit weird. You see, their mask gives me one. Single one. Maybe the rewards require less ether too. No, they actually require more. And you need 666 ether to summon Bartik. So, I mean, if I was now trying to summon Bartik, I am currently sitting at effectively 18 ether. And I'm not getting any more, right? Eggy, thank you for the 20 months of support. Eggy, good to see you there, partner. Thank you for joining us here, brother. Is the new season coming out? October? Start of October? It'll be a season of Infernal Hordes. Yeah, this is just weird. I might say at 25 ether. 115 months, Aggie, in total. I can't believe they can get rid of the soul spires. Me neither. So what we have here is you have to do chaotic waves, right? But that's it. Start a random chaotic wave is what we need. Like, you do chaos waves or bust. I mean, otherwise, like, I'm not getting any ether together. How far can you go with Dens of Knives? In the current season, you can definitely reach Torment 4 with a lot of struggles. It might become stronger down the line as we're going to, as you have like the powers, and Rogue has some nice unique powers that will help you. But yeah, in the current season, it's a bit limited unless you fully invest cool things. Okay, one thing I wanted to know is this is alter the balance. Your base core skills are now empowered as ultimate skills, okay? And your base ultimate skills are now altered to also be core skills. What does that mean? Because I haven't like really messed around with this. So, what does it say now? My thingy, does it get like any bonus rank thingies now, right? When I put 5 ranks in, does it get more or not? No. So it's still, it has now a 20-second cooldown. Does it get, it has 128% and 400% damage multiplier. Let me put the power off. It gets a bigger damage multiplier. Chan, look. So if I now make this then a ultimate skill, right? It just gets a bigger damage multiplier. It's actually kind of cute because if you now consider like I pull these 3 points out and put them in, like look at the damage scaling. That's actually pretty intense. Like if you do this and then you lower your overall cooldown, I wonder if cooldown reduction works on these. Right? Because that's 20 seconds, but I should have some here, where's my Harlequin crest? Oh, cooldown reduction works on them. Oh. Huh. We find a way to still spam that then. That's interesting. I kind of like the premise of this. And what does my ultimate skill say? So my ultimate skill can now just be spammed for 50 essence. The problem is that there's not a single good necro skill to spam. Okay? So this is like bad because alter the balance, like it's a necromancer exclusive one. Okay, no one else has that, only necro. But the only ulti that necro would want to spam is technically the blood wave. Right? So if we're looking at the ultis, like spamming Bone Storm, what would that do? Nothing. Exactly. Spamming Blood Wave? Yes, that works. Spamming Soul Rift? Doesn't do anything. Spamming Army of the Dead actually resets the Army of the Dead. Weird, isn't it? No, for ultis, Quentin. For ultis. I like Brawn over Brains. That one gives you 200% more life, 100% more healing, 100% more overpowered damage. Lowers resistance and armor, which is fine. I mean, if you don't get touched, you don't get touched, and you do 100% more overpowered damage. 100% more overpowered damage is a lot. That's like double, right? It just doubles your damage. That's pretty good. Okay, conclusion so far. Case armor is fun. And it's definitely going to create some broken shit. But it's going to take a while to like figure out what the broken shit is. I mean, alone that you're able to just get whatever is kind of nasty, right? When I can literally in my pen slot, and pen slot as the necromancer is usually useless, right? You can get any cool item there. A Fist of Fate, Banished Lord's Talisman. Random Crown of Lucian. Interesting. Crown of Lucian used to be 15% max, and then you can stack the bonus 5 times. So it's 75% bonus damage, but now it's 18. Which actually is 90% bonus damage. I like that thought. Hand of Nas could go wherever, and then be stronger. Then you could play another offensive aspect. The Ring of Sacrilegious Souls is still not worth it, right? I mean, it's Corpse Guilds, bonus ranks, and then Grim Harvest. Nah, it's still not worth it. The Godslayer crown on your pants is kind of nice. I mean, like a random Godslayer crown, right, chat? Cooldown reduction, max life, all stats, damage to elites, and 72% damage every 12 seconds for 3 seconds. Right? You're in Torment 1? No, sir. Like, please open your eyes. This is Torment 4. Death Speaker's Pendant gives 7 rings to Blood Surge. And the thing about the Death Speaker's Pendant was, it was always bad because it was on your amulet. I mean, it won't make Blood Surge great again, but if you can play Death Speaker's Pendant for 7 rings to Blood Surge and 3 rings to Coalesce Blood and 10% attack speed, even then it's not worth it. I mean, the 7 rings are nice, and the Coalesce Blood is here. The bonus damage, but it would still not be worth it. Ring of Mendown wherever is cute, but not crazy. Deathless Visage wherever is fun. The Unmaker is kind of mean, but I don't think we could make it go Soul Rift crazy. The only good thing is that it would move away from the helmet slot. Yeah, and even Pierce is insane anyways. The real good thing about Case Armor is the aspect is maxed out, right? So even if I get a Hand of Nas, and I do want to play my Hand of Nas gloves, I would just get 120% damage aspect, like a maxed out aspect, right? That's really nice. Okay, chat. That was our first round of testing. I will actually have to leave you now because I'm heading to Gamescom tomorrow morning. We did minions, so Hand of Nas Necro, that works as well already. And we pretty much put the Litless Wall as our boots for bonus critical strike damage, which is crazy. We have the Hand of Nas, but we could play the Hand of Nas also as a helmet if we wanted to play another damaging aspect if we're then looking for it. That's crazy. The Ring of Mendown could be a ring, but it could also be a chest. And then we could play another ring, which we don't need. Sadly, we can't change the weapon, so the weapon can't be anything else. But we could consider playing a Lockhard's Talisman, just not as a talisman, more as a chest piece. So there are possible things to do. I'll be back tomorrow for more in the evening as well, Chad. I'll put some thoughts together about what builds to play. Also, there is probably a video coming in the morning about like how the new season works, how Chaos Armor works exactly, and how the things are going on. So yeah, thank you for coming, watching, lurking, chatting, hopefully enjoying, and I'll see you all tomorrow evening and later the week with even more content. Take care and have a good day.